Hi together, I'm Dave. I'm the partner manager from Decadis, and my colleague Michele, marketing manager, and we would like to introduce today to you our app Smart Fields for Jira. Before we start getting into the app, just 2 words about our company. So we are a Gold Solution Partner and Platinum Marketplace Partner. We are located in Germany and in Spain. And right at the moment, we've got about 50 employees, including development. So we are developing all our apps in-house. At the moment, we got 9 apps on the marketplace. The Jira Workflow Toolbox is our flagship at the moment, but today we would like to talk to you about Smart Fields and the calculated custom fields. So this is why we are today here, and this is what we would like to show to you.
I'd like to start my presentations usually with a quote, something to start getting into the mood and all that, and for me that's pretty cool. It's a capital mistake to theorize before one has data. Insensibly, one begins to twist facts to suit theories instead of theories to suit facts. So basically, everything starts with data and reliable data. That's where I would change the quote just a little, just to say not before one has data, but before one has good, reliable live data. Because I think everyone has worked with outdated data once or twice, and it's such a hassle to just have a relook, I don't know, talk to a colleague, check some Excel sheet or wherever, to double check whether the data is live or real or not. And by the way, anyone has any idea who made that quote? I think everyone should know this man. It was Sherlock Holmes. So we know him as the biggest detective that has ever lived, and I think he knows what he's saying. That's why I chose that quote. Let's see what the data dilemma is.
Yeah, this is what we just talked about, what the situation is today. So everyday decisions are made on data. So I also worked as a project manager for 7 years before I joined the company. So especially in projects, I think actual and live data are the most important stuff that you're always up to date. Yeah, but too often the data are outdated or they are incomplete or isolated, and then teams, they just have static reports, snapshots, or manual exports, which you need. And for me, for my management reports or for the slides, and if you do a risk report, if you have outdated data, it's very risky to work with that. So you got that missed opportunities and your priorities came in an end. Yeah, mistakes in the end cost you lots of money. If you're doing project management or you have to make a change request, so if you get all these mistakes after you're doing steps in your project and you have to go back, time consuming, lots of money, and your nerves are turning crazy because you have to bring all these efforts back to your project. So this is why I always make the mistakes. So I'm the oldest guy in our company with it, so I'm the old data guy, so I made all the mistakes in the past, so that means that you can struggle with the data. And as I just made, if you make the export to a spreadsheet via mail or Slack, and then you just figure out, oh, this is not the actual data, you have to bring everything back and stuff like that. So it's time consuming and it's wasted time at the end, and all the time, and I think this is one of the biggest risks if you have to manual update your Jira fields. If you do manual stuff, you always can have the risk of doing mistakes. Just a wrong number or whatever. So that's the problem, that the old data doesn't mean yesterday's number. It means that you have duplicate work, that you have conflict truths and reactive rather than proactive actions.
All right. Yeah, we've heard and seen the old way of working, and let's switch over to the new and good way of working, which is basically data you can trust in your everyday work without having to think whether it's real or live or not. Good data for me or for us is embedded directly into our everyday work. So we're here as an Atlassian conference. Everyone is working with Atlassian products, I guess mainly Jira, and everyone, like project managers, engineers, marketers, whoever you name it, works in work items, and that's where we want to have our data. Within just into our work items where we can see them in a glimpse, work with them, communicate with them and all that, where we have automated updates and calculations that reflect life status. So instead of going in there, changing everything manually, where you have, again, it's error prone to just, I don't know, switch up a number, right, 89 instead of 98, happens to everyone. But having it calculated and updated automatically can happen, any mistakes. I don't know if you guys are struggling with that, but that's a problem for us. Having a single source of truth for every stakeholder that's involved. So we're working mainly with Jira, yes, but we've also got other products in our organization to, I don't know, communicate like Slack or Confluence or whatever, and then having a single source of truth to just have a look and check for us was a huge, huge benefit to get in there, and everyone can work with it. What's the benefit? It's live, accurate data that empowers every team within your organization. From engineering to support to sales to marketing, at the end of the day, of course, leadership and management, they can just check the data, they've got reliable data and can get in there. And now we've talked about what good data looks like, and then let's go into smart fields. Smart fields, where our apps are always little monsters, so that's smart field in this little dome. And yeah, it's the data you need right into your work items where you can just check it and get in there. And basically what smart fields gives you are two types of fields. That's just what it starts with. It's both it is a number as well as a text field where you can calculate any number there is in your system. And in the text field, you can, I don't know, work with comments or emojis or whatever, but we're going to get into the live demo afterwards where I can just show you something. And yeah, dynamic values, no more clicks, no more searches, everything, as I said, into your work items. Check everything in the glimpse. Everything is updated automatically. If something might change, there's a retrigger to just again, recalculate the new situation or whatever, and then you've got live data within seconds. Yeah, why is it smart? We're not only showing you data, but you can also manipulate everything. Again, you can, if you're working in an international business, you can calculate different money values, comparing euro to dollar or lei to euros or whatever. It's not just showing you data, but you can also work with it and prepare it to everyone who needs it. And of course, every administrator needs or loves a good and easy troubleshoot because that's what they, to be honest, mainly do most of the time, but they don't want to do it. It's just troubleshoot, and you've got a huge execution log where everything's being archived, where you can see and check the executions in there. And now we're going to get into the real system.
Yeah, we would like to show you how the app works. First of all, if somebody of you is concerned right now because we were talking about expressions, the app is coming with more than 70 templates. So that means if you're not confirmed with writing a Jira expression or if a JWT expression, we deliver you over 70 templates which you just can click, and then it's just everything is already set up. You just have to select on which screen you would like to see in the smart field, and it's done. So here, for example, we've got a work item, the Work Evolution Summit 25, and for example, you would like to see, as I just mentioned, I worked as a project manager. For me, it was always interesting to see how many subtasks does my work item have right now. So there's a number of subtasks, it's a custom number field, and there you see when we just drop down a little bit that we actually have 6 subtasks in the work item. That means if somebody is adding a new subtask, it will be recalculating after that. Just we can make it like on a live creation. So it will count up, and then you see after refreshing and everything is updated that there will be coming the new number of subtasks, that it will show you at the end that there should be one more. If you start, you see now it's recalculating, and it should be, yes, now you see it's 7 subtasks. And down the number of open child issues means, okay, it's a new one. Now I have 4 issues or subtasks which are already not done. So this is one of the easiest way that you just can say, this is just a small number. I worked with project and I got subtasks 50, 60, 70, and sometimes it's very easy when it's come to the due date that you see, okay, next week my due date is already there. How many open subtasks do I already have, so that you can always have a good overview. So this is like a very easy, and this is what you can set up just with a template. You just click the template, just show me the subtask, then you select the screens, and then you got it in your Jira.
Another way of using smart fields, or number smart fields, is on the right side here, where you have your pin fields, which is budget. Every project, everything has a budget in our world, and we've got like a remaining budget up here, and it's been calculated from within the subtasks. So we can just, this one is provided by smart fields. If we, for example, I don't know, change a number here, then it would be we would recalculate in here. But what I'd rather show you is to go into this work item. All right. So now that's SFM3. We've got our cost in dollar, and as I said, you've got a currency converter. So if you're working internationally or need some currency changes in there, you can get in there and it's being automatically calculated. And if we go in here now, change to 25,000, as well as the costs, go, accept, and then see, the currency has already been converted. And if we go back now to the initial, we can refresh, and field is being calculated, and now we've got 3,100 remaining budget instead of only 8,000. So everything number-wise can be calculated from within top tasks, epics, work items from wherever you are, and calculate everything live.
So what I just want to addition is that you can see, then you can trust your data that you see, okay, these are really the actual data. Do I have some budget, for example, to do any additional or not? So we just mentioned that you also can use in a text feed, for example, you can work also with emojis. So that means the rec status down there, it's now green. And this is configured like you see, there's a due date. The due date says, okay, this subtask or work item should be done by June 11. Now you can configure the field that you say, okay, if this due date is more than 10 days, then set the rec status on green. If the due date comes closer than, for example, 5 days, or it's closer than that, then the rec status should be changed from green to yellow. Okay, you just made it closer to the due date, and then it means it's red. So that belongs to you. You can write your configuration like you want to have it, that you say, okay, just 5 days. When it's less than 5 days, please turn it to red. If it's more between 10 and 5 days, turn it to yellow. And if it's more than 10 days, just let the rec status be in green. So we just want to show you with that example that you also can use a text field with working with emojis to make an overview with pictures.
I think that if then else feature is huge, where you can work and intertwine those, and I mean, you can do it as complicated as you want it or you need it, but you can also do it as easy as you want it and need it. Dave said we've got more than 70 templates where you can just pick and choose within seconds and get your smart fields ready.
Just one additional, so if you or if you choose a template, you always have the opportunity to change into the expert mode, and then you can, of course, change your expression like you want to have it. So it's not that you just have one and it's fixed, so it's up to you that you can always change the expression to get the result which you're looking for.
That's basically it from the live system. What we wanted to show you right now is a short sneak peek into what Smart Fields is going to look like very soon with the new overviews for Smart Fields and creation process for Smart Fields. Let's just go through it. We just create a Smart Field, and these are, for example, the templates that we are going to have. It's just a few examples. We're going to start with the expert mode, where you can get custom smart number field as well as text field, and where you can just switch in and get everything done. These are, for example, the predefined templates that we have, and we're going to start with, for example, total story points. We're going to click next to go through, and that's what it's going to look like. So we've started the template for the total story points. We just select the correct fields. Since story points is not like a out-of-the-box field, you'll have to just define what field you want to have in there, and you can always just check for existing work items or epics to see if it works, if it's right what you want to have. And for example, it's the FM1, where we showed it on the Team 25 as well. Has just been checked, and it's 62 would be the total story points of an issue in an epic. That's something I think really cool. Just double check initially, is it working, is it not working? Do I have the right data or not? Or do I get any data or not? And if you want to change something, you can always switch into the expert mode. I mean, we usually tend to compare it to Excel work, and that's the formula for that. And we've also got a huge database to add fields and all that. We've got a custom suggestion or auto-suggest of fields and all you want to have in there. We've got a huge example library and all that. Just for you to show, we can click next. And now we're going to just select the screens. Let's put them on everyone. No, doesn't work. Put them on here, maybe these 3. Click save, and they're all set and done. So I've been speaking and explaining a lot, but it took, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes to just create a smart field out of a template where you could, if you want to adapt something you need. And now a new smart field is created, it's on the screens, and you're all set and done. That's, as I said, a sneak peek. It's going to come in the next weeks. Yeah, and I think can be really proud to do on the process. I think
That was it.
that was basically it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for teasing us. Could you introduce briefly
Yes,
yourself?
I'm Ionela. I'm working with Vlad at MRM. So I have a question about the financials that you shared earlier. Is there a mechanism where this is automatically calculated based on the number of story ports, points and rate cards per type of role?
So calculations are fields are recalculated. I think in a rhythm of 30 seconds to a minute. I think, and if you refresh the site, they are all going to be. What's the question? Did I misunderstand?
So my question is, I don't want to put the actual financials on each task. I want the system to calculate it based on the role or the assignee of a ticket and the associated rate of that person. Is it something feasible? Or you just need to manually input the financials for each task?
I think it should be feasible, but to be honest, we've got an expert at our booth. Let's
Do as we did previously. Take the use case
Yeah.
and have a one-to-one discussion
Okay.
at their booth. Ionela, thanks. Let's hear out somebody else as well. Just a quick food for thought that you're left with. Is this relevant to you, even? Is this relevant to your team? Who's relevant this for?
Yes, Daniela. My name is Daniela.
Hi.
Hi, Daniela.
And for me, it's relevant, but in the context mentioned by my previous colleague, because we need a setup and automation calculation of budget and things like this, not to enter manually the value.
Let's
But
just.
we will.
Okay, we have a pattern here.
Yeah,
You
let's
should
just-
have a group demo.
Anyone else has problems like that?
Who has quite the similar... Okay, cool. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We will speak.
Different question? Okay.
But it's very interesting and useful.
Daniela, it's amazing that you shared this with us. Bogdan.
I was wondering about the anxiety that this term smart produces. When I hear about something being smart, a coffee maker, a feature, a plugin, a fridge, I get anxious. Because I imagine all the things that could go wrong. Sometimes it's just a little thing, like my espresso puts in a little bit less coffee than I expected, and I just press the button again, and then it's fixed. But sometimes when it has to do it, I'm an engineer, man. I'm afraid of finance. I'm afraid of getting anything wrong.
Yeah. So why not take this fear away and let everything be calculated automatically? You don't have to.
What chances do I know? Do I have to find out that smart thing, in a particular case, wasn't that smart? I mean, it puts all the pressure back on me to figure out whether somehow I did a mistake, and that just makes me anxious. So my question is, how do we audit the exceptions to the feature being smart? Do we have a journal of, hey, it was smart, it was confirmed to be smart 137 times by our accountants, but it was also proven wrong 53 times this week? Do we have an audit log over how smart the smartness is?
There's an audit log in there where you can see every execution, every automation in there, every calculation, and basically we'll have to trust the math. That's at the end of the day what we'll have to do. And I think having the system do the math is less error prone than having humans do the math. That's at least my opinion. Because I mean, if I put in my calculator some I don't know, multiplications divided by 7.83, whatever, I couldn't do that in my mind, in my head. But I do trust my calculator to do the correct work. And I think we'll have to trust the systems. And if we don't trust the system, that's like
Maybe
another
also take
different story.
some dummy data or some of your data and work out like a small demo at your booth,
Yeah, we
right?
can do that first.
Cool. Folks, thank you. A round of applause for them.